Hey everybody, good morning to you. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Hope y'all having a very great day today. Good afternoon if you're watching this later in the day. I have a lot of updates for you guys. Matter of fact, I wanted to put them out a few days ago, but for those that seen in the community tab, I did put the reason what happened to my power, and to answer some of the questions, no, I don't know what happened to those people. God bless them and their family. Now, we have some big updates I need to go over with you, and I have all the impacts and timing for you. Not only the severe weather that's going across our country, but hurricane season is ready, and I'm talking as early as next month. That's about a week away, guys, and it's showing some pretty big results for the Gulf of Mexico. I will go through everything I have. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you've never been here before. Good morning to you. My name is Mark. I usually upload every single day, just not Friday from sundown to Saturday to sundown. That's when I take my Sabbath. But I've been doing this 5 years, and I will be here for you. As well as make sure y'all share this on social media. Let people know what the timing and impacts of these storms will be, as well as the hurricane season. It's really going to ramp up. Matter of fact, the two models that I do have on the left side of the video, the top one shows the Gulf of Mexico as these storms and these possible strong tropical cyclones and hurricanes coming to the Gulf of Mexico from the beginning of the month through the 10th of the month for June. And on the bottom, you can see in the Caribbean that they have a big, strong hurricane that's coming out on the west side of Central America, and it's actually going to curve into our Gulf when this high pressure moves, and it's going to get stronger. So let me go through everything I have for you guys. I hope you all have a very great day. Thank you for being here. Let's go. Now, the main culprit that's going to happen as far as the severe weather is still this high pressure over in the southeast, and that's just letting all this train from Texas onto the central U.S. and then riding the jet stream over to the northeast. It's been going on for a while. Now, after the severe weather that we're about to have, this high pressure is going to slowly start moving away into the Atlantic, going to the east. And that's going to allow all these low pressure systems, instead of going around to Texas, now it's going to start coming into the Gulf, and it's going to start coming into the southeast of the U.S. And that's going to let all this strengthen, because that water is way warm for any cyclone to get into. And we all know what happens as soon as something gets into the Gulf. Well, I'm showing as soon as this moves away, we're going to have multiple low pressure systems going into this Gulf of Mexico, and it's going to be a lot. It looks like they're just aiming for that direction, as well as a couple storms that could go across Cuba towards the Bahamas to the southeast as well. Plus, I'm going to go through the Arctic blast with you again, just so you can get updated on what's going on. And as you can see, this is your high pressures and your low pressures of your geopotential height. And you can see how as these high pressures close up here on the top, it's called a high pressure block. And as soon as it does that, it locks all this into place, and this cold air cannot leave. So it will circle around for a while. It will come through our country. It will put cold temperatures. But you can see that the block don't last long. It's already opened up. As a matter of fact, it's already opened up on the east side already. So it don't last long. It does leave quick. But at the same time, it brings these cold temperatures into our country. And don't worry, southeast. I know that looks kind of bad. That just makes you go from the 90s back down to the high 70s and 80s. But it will be a cool front that will come down, and then it will go away just as quick, guys. Now remember, I do put the links in the description, so it saves you time, so you can see exactly what it is you need to come see. However, I would appreciate if you watched the whole video through, because there's a lot of information that you need to know. I'd rather you be up to date with what's going to happen, especially for this hurricane season, because I'm still showing that it's really going to pop off come the 1st of June. Now, when we look at the AO, the Arctic Oscillation, you can see that with the Euro, we do have our cold air that is coming in sometime between today all the way to about the 30th, the 29th to the 30th, and it will leave away. And then it'll be gone according to the Euro. However, the Euro is not a long-range model, and the GFS has been updated. Matter of fact, the GFS shows that as well, and it shows that we could have another chance for another cold anomaly coming in sometime around the 9th or the 10th of June. And to make sure that this storm don't really bulk up to something strong, because we do have a few that could go out to the Atlantic and curve back to the northeast. I did show that a few days ago. But I checked out ensembles and made sure that the millibars will not go below 1,000, so they don't get super strong. It's going to be strong enough, but it looks like they stay at all angles. At the lowest is 1,003. 1,004 and 1,005 is what's actually trending, but it does get choked up with the high pressure. There's another high pressure that swings on through, but as soon as this leaves, hurricane season is going to ramp up. Now first, this high pressure is over here in the southeast. It's pushing all this energy further south, where it's going to go all across Central America, come out on the west side into the Pacific, and then a lot of these storms are getting turned into Texas, into the Central Plains with our severe weather. Now, at first, the high pressure block on the west coast is helping Mexico and any other damage or threats from these pressures that's going to be coming out of Central America. And they're going to get real strong, even a hurricane, maybe a Cat 2 on one of them. However, the block on the west coast don't leave until later. The east coast leaves a lot sooner. So this block is going to affect Mexico later, because when this high pressure leaves out the east, these aren't going to be getting pushed so far west no more. They're going to start turning in towards Mexico, trying to get into the Gulf, coming more towards the east, because the high pressure is not blocking them away. And this high pressure is going to be blocking it from going any further north, so it will take an eastward turn. So as we look through the ensembles and see what is available as far as the energy and the pressure systems, you can see that as we go through the days all the way to the end of this month, they get a lot of cyclone possibilities that goes out into the Pacific. But as you get into the beginning of next month, the high pressure leaves out the southeast of the U.S., the high pressure stays on the west, and it blocks, right there, it blocks any possibility of any further western travel, and they have no choice but to make a eastern turn. And I'm showing that this energy will get into our Gulf of Mexico, and it will become a problem. And as you go through 7th of next month and on, they start all making turns. None of them goes out to the west no more. Now it's going to be a curving into Mexico. They could be having issues with wind and rain, and this energy will transfer over into the Gulf of Mexico, where it will strengthen, and we will have problems. Matter of fact, when I look through all 31 members and see what every possibility can be, a few things is trending. Not only is it trending that this will become a low pressure system getting into our Gulf of Mexico, a lot of trends is that it's going to go off into the Bahamas and Cuba, because as this high pressure moves away, it's going to really pull it away, and it's going to be able to come in, and it's not getting blocked no more. However, we do show a couple anomalies that does show that this energy gets into the Gulf of Mexico sometime around the 6th and 7th of next month, and it starts sitting there and just turning and building for quite some time, all the way until the 10th, and it just builds bigger and bigger and bigger, and just sits in the Gulf and just gets big. And as you look at the possible cyclone locations, you can see that right when we get around the 4th of June, you already had the storm off to the east coast, and now we're starting to get to where the high pressure is moving away. And you'll start to see that these cyclones, instead of going to Central America and the Pacific, which you can see that very strong anomaly that does pass over there, I will show you, it is going to be a hurricane. That red is actually 960 millibars to 979. So far, I'm showing it's about a 969. But if you look in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean, you can see that not only around the 4th of June do we start getting some surface low pressures, as instead of going up through Texas and the Central Plains, the high pressure is gone now. So now they're able to pull to the east. So we get a couple quick surface low pressures in the Gulf that could form up and become an issue, because you know how strong this Gulf is. Plus, you can see how everything starts getting chances of formations in the Gulf as well as the Caribbean, especially around the 5th and 6th of June. Then it really starts ramping up to some really strong ones around the 8th and 9th. Now this blue here, this shows a possibility of 980 to 999 millibar that could happen, because that's where the pressure systems line up, as well as what could happen for the Gulf. I'm showing that this could be a multi-system. It is possible that we could be getting a system on the east coast, and this is a strong anomaly, and this would actually be a fish storm if it would go this way, because it would just be all open from no high pressures. But at the same time, right where we show where that low pressure system is going to sit and spin, we also see in the cyclone location that there's something that's going to sit there and spin and become a strong millibar pressure for a while before it moves, and it does stay there for quite some time. Now, I will get back to that. Let me get to the severe weather and this cold Arctic break that we're going to have, and then I'm going to continue on with the hurricane of what else you can expect, guys. Remember, timestamps in the description. So for today, your slight chance for severe weather is all in this yellow. The enhanced risk is this brown, and the moderate now is in this red, with the marginal being in this darker green area. Now here's all your places, main populations at risk today for the severe weather, and you can see your area for your color. And the main threat is going to be tornadoes as well. You got the 10% for the slight risk right here. You have the 5% in the brown and the 2% in the marginal. As well for the northeast, you got 2% for tornadoes in the marginal, and you have 5% up here towards Vermont, eastern New York, and western New Hampshire for tornadoes for today. But there will be some very high damaging winds today. That is what the moderate risk is for. As a matter of fact, you can see that the slight risk for damage and winds is in this yellow. Then you have the 30% chance for the damage and winds all in this red. And you have a 45% chance right in this pink. And that's what's been lately upgraded. And the big severe for the damage and winds is Kearney, Nebraska, Hastings, Nebraska, and Lexington, Nebraska. That's because of these surface low pressures moving around. It's going to cause a lot of vorticity. And there will be a lot of severe weather in that area, so you do need to watch out. And it's going to be a big hail threat as well. You do have the slight risk in the yellow for the northeast with the 5% in the brown. But right here in the central U.S., not only does slight in the yellow, but now you have the 30% risk in the red. You have the 45% risk for big hail. It's anywhere from 2 to 4 inches in this pink area with a significant chance for hail in this black. But this is all going to start up later on today. I'm showing really it's going to start about 11 o'clock, but the worst of it is going to be later on, probably about 12 or 1. But according to NOAA, severe thunderstorms will spread across the central plains during the late afternoon and evening with a threat for large and destructive hail, very damaging winds, and tornadoes. So you need to watch out for that today. The very large hail is expected. Matter of fact, they're saying it's going to be destructive hail. So this is going to mess up your house. It is going to mess up your cars, guys. Stay inside. So as we look through our CAPE values for today, you can see that right around 9 o'clock, it is somewhat calm. You got some possibilities in Texas, but it starts building up really good for 11 and 12 o'clock today and just keeps strengthening all afternoon long. And this is right where that surface low pressure is going to be. This is that spin going on, creating a lot of vorticity. It's getting a lot of energy from the Gulf of Mexico, and it's just feeding the system. So by 5 p.m., that's pretty much your strongest time for these CAPE values. You'll see it's all over Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, even eastern Colorado, and some of Missouri and northern Arkansas. Then as 5 o'clock goes away, so does the strength. It starts dissipating. And when you get around 9 and 10 o'clock, then it's gone pretty much from the central plains, especially by 11. But you still got some very high values in Texas that you still need to watch out for, because anything can come out of this system all night long. Matter of fact, the energy stays strong all night long, especially for western Texas. As well as the northeast today, your CAPE values get real strong right around 9 o'clock, especially for Pennsylvania. But you can see how it all builds up to some pretty good strong values today. Chances for severe storms is worse around 12 and 1 o'clock, but it will carry over to the northeast. You can see southern New Jersey is more in it than northern Jersey, so that's pretty much a thing. But it's all dissipating as it gets towards extreme northeast. You do have a little chance, but it does dissipate very quickly by 6, 7 o'clock, and it just goes away. There's no chances for anything, not even severe weather. But until then, you do have to worry. You do have some strong values that is passing by, a lot of energy with these storms. So that tornado threat is a real risk. Now, as we get into this afternoon, this is when these upper level lows become some surface low pressures. It reaches really far to the ground. It's a lot of vorticity, and you get a lot of damaging winds that does spark up. This is showing 72 miles per hour wind gusts. That's very strong. And as you go through your evening, it carries over. It don't go away. Matter of fact, it gets all the way up to 74. That is a lot of wind speed, guys. And as you go through your evening, it will pass by. There will be some cells in front of these, so you need to watch out for that. But this is a very strong system with some very strong damaging winds that's passing with it. And as you go into the overnight hours to early morning, you still got 50s, especially for Amarillo, Texas, a little bit of Oklahoma and Kansas in the overnight. Then for tomorrow, it's going to spark right back up. Some more damaging winds that's going to be passing over central Missouri, over 55 miles per hour wind gusts. That it is coming with that system. Then late Thursday going into Friday, it comes right back again with some strong damaging winds, 76 miles per hour wind gusts right there. As it passes by, it just stays nice and strong the whole time, even for Oklahoma, as all these cells move to the east. Got the cold air pushing it all down, and it has nowhere else to go. As well as your temperatures, it's literally moving in already. Like I said, I wanted to warn y'all a few days ago, but I could not reach y'all. I did miss y'all. I am glad to be talking to you now. But you see this, the cold anomaly that we do have coming in from the northwest, and this will carry over. It won't go far south with anything cold to worry about. It will be in the 50s for a couple of mornings, but that might actually feel nice. And for tomorrow, you have a big outlook for severe weather. You have enhanced right here in this brown. You have the slight risk in this yellow as all these storms move to the east. And you have the marginal right here in this green. And your tornado risk for tomorrow is 10% in this yellow. It is 2% in this marginal right here. And it is 5% chance for tornadoes for tomorrow in this brown. And like I showed you, there will be a wind threat also for tomorrow. There will be some damaging winds. You have a 30% chance in this red. And you also have a significant wind chance of severe weather in this black area. And the hail threat will be there as well. You got the slight in the yellow, you have the 30% in the red, and you have significant hail that's in this black area for tomorrow. And as you look for tomorrow, you can see that it ramps right back up. Strong Cape values again for Texas, Oklahoma, eastern Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, all the way to 4 p.m. That's 5,600 joules. It does carry over to about 8 p.m. before it starts winding down and calming down for the evening. But it is going to carry over to the Ohio Valley for Friday. Matter of fact, starting today, right around 4 p.m., we'll start getting the high 50 miles per hour wind gusts that will pop up for Amarillo, Texas. Then over here towards Oklahoma and lower Kansas by Liberal, you're getting 70-something miles per hour wind gust that's already coming by 5 p.m. Then it does spread out to 60 as the 70s kind of go away by 6 p.m., but it does carry over all the way into the evening with some high 70 miles per hour, especially for lower Kansas. So you need to watch out for that. So first it's going to start off with a cell passing by lower Amarillo around 4 p.m. tomorrow. It will have up to 70 miles per hour wind gusts with it as it travels more east. But it will build up to 84 miles per hour wind gusts right below Childress. So this is going to be a strong cell. It's 86 miles per hour right below Childress right around 7 p.m. tomorrow. So you need to watch out for that. That's going to be a big deal. Then as tomorrow evening goes by, this is going to move towards Wichita Falls. It is going to calm down some. I do see 75 miles per hour wind gusts, not to 86 no more, but it stays strong all evening long. This is 9 p.m. now. It's in Wichita Falls with 70 miles per hour wind gusts, while you're getting 60 miles per hour wind gusts passing through Oklahoma as well. By 10, 11 o'clock, it starts winding down, and then it goes away. And then for tomorrow, all this damaging winds will pass through the Ohio Valley. It's not going to be as big as y'all had it. Missouri will have it up to 50 miles per hour damaging winds, but that will weaken as it gets into the Ohio Valley. Most of the winds will be northern, so the damaging winds of high 30s to possible 40s will be on upper Illinois, upper Indiana, upper Ohio, as well as your damaging winds possibility for the northeast this afternoon. As you get into about noontime and go into the afternoon, you can see that some 50 miles per hour wind gusts does pass by eastern Pennsylvania, southeastern New York. That got up to 66 right there for a little while. And it does move through the evening, but it weakens as it moves by. But you can see that some 40 and 50 miles per hour wind gusts does go by northern New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut, Rhode Island. So by 6 p.m. tonight, Allentown, Pennsylvania, you got a chance for up to 66 miles per hour wind gusts passing through. Then as you go to 7 p.m., it stretches out to Middletown, New York with 55, 57. Still passing through southeast Pennsylvania. As you get into 8 o'clock tonight, now you got it going for New York City up to 50 miles per hour. You got 40 miles per hour in Long Island, high 30s for New England states. 9 o'clock tonight, now it moves over to eastern Long Island for the worst of it in the high 50s. You're still getting 40s and 30s on the western side. Connecticut, you're still getting in high 40s. Rhode Island, you still get some high wind gusts. As it goes to 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock tonight, it'll just move away and be gone, guys. Plus, tomorrow, your temperatures are going to be starting out spreading a little bit more to the intercoastal of the northeast. This is some 30s and 40 temperatures that will continue to pass by for a couple of days, as well as the wind chill. The wind chill will bring it down some, especially for the Midwest. You're going to feel like you're a little bit in the low 20s to the high 20s, as well as Idaho and Montana. Y'all going to feel a little bit more of a wind chill as this Arctic air does come in. Then Friday, it gets the northeast now into the 40s temperatures as this Arctic anomaly pushes through. With a wind chill again, that's bringing some people, especially for northern Wisconsin and the Midwest, feeling like you're in the upper 20s. So it will be a cold air, especially for the higher elevations in the northwest. It will be a cold air wind chill that will be moving with this system. Then by Saturday, still going to be in the 40s, so this cold air will stay around for a while. Me, myself, I'm enjoying it because the warm air was starting to get a little warm, and this cold air just makes it really nice days for me. So I'm really enjoying this cold air spill, to be honest with you. But those that have any gardening or any of that, you need to watch out because it could get to the freezing temps. You could get some frost. And the wind chills on Saturday will still continue to put Wisconsin feeling like you're in the upper 20s to the 30s. Parts of Michigan could feel like you're at freezing temperatures. Idaho, Montana, y'all still feeling the very cold air with the wind chills as well. Ohio Valley's in the 30s and 40s now, and it's about as low as it's going to get to the south. It's going to get a little bit lower, but not much. This is the lowest it goes for the south is on Sunday. It's when it starts warming back up again in the central U.S. You're still in the 40s for Ohio Valley and the Northeast, and maybe lower 50s to maybe high 40s for the South. I don't see the high 40s trending. It's actually trending that you're going to be in the low 50s to the mid 50s. So I think it's actually going to feel nice. And then for Monday, you'll be there again in the morning. It will warm up throughout the day, and you'll continue to be in the 40s for the Northeast for Monday too. Plus, if you remember the GFS showed around the 9th or 10th of June, that we could have another possibility for more Arctic air. And you see right here around the 8th that more cold air does start to come in again from the northwest. And on the 9th, it does stretch in a little bit deeper. I do see this stretching in maybe one more time and then leaving. That's about it. I don't see this taking it too far. Now, this is what I'm showing, guys. This is how I'm showing that a hurricane will get into our Gulf of Mexico. And it actually is showing that it's proven that the energy does make it through from that hurricane and makes it into eastern Pacific. It does make it across Mexico by the 4th and 5th, become another surface low pressure for the Gulf of Mexico, and it does strengthen as this high pressure moves away. Now it can move east, and it does strengthen as it moves more east and goes towards Louisiana. So far, it looks like Lake Charles, around the edge of Lake Charles, Louisiana, Beaumont, Texas, could have a 994 millibar. I'm sure it's going to strengthen more because it's very warm waters right now. But so far, that's what we have. So here's a better look at that shot right around the 5th. Get our surface low pressure energy coming back from the hurricane that went into the Pacific. Then it starts strengthening into the Gulf of Mexico. It starts bobbling around, and then it heads towards, so far, Louisiana. So we got to update this and see. But so far, I'm showing that we do have a tropical storm. We do have a possible hurricane that will be in our Gulf of Mexico come the 6th. But if you start watching from about the 4th, you can see it good on wind gusts that some kind of energy comes also off the Yucatan. You can see this upper level low right here. And it does meet up with this energy coming from the Mexico. And they just kind of get together as one. And so far the wind gust isn't really powerful yet. It starts off 84. It starts off with 84 kilometers, which is about 52 miles per hour wind gusts. And it does strengthen and get big. Look at the size of that anomaly. It has more energy still coming by the Yucatan for something else. And as it consolidates and goes towards Louisiana, now this will change. We got to update this, but so far it's still showing around 50 miles per hour wind gusts with this system. But like I said, we do got to update this because anything getting into our Gulf is not a good thing. As of the 29th of this month, we will get this strong system that will, the energy still coming through Central America. So as it passes through, it will strengthen up. And it will get very strong. But you got to remember that high pressure is still blocking up there, so it can't do nothing but turn. But before it turns and goes on shore, this gets very strong. This is your wind gust, so we can see how strength is from any time and date. But it has at least 109 miles per hour wind gusts coming with this before it goes over Mexico and goes into the Gulf of Mexico and strengthens again. So by the 4th or 5th, it should be curving in, going towards Mexico. And just to show, I did show this curve over a week ago. So this is trending again, guys. Then it goes over Mexico, it weakens down, gets into our Gulf of Mexico, then it starts strengthening up again. But it does look like it does hug the coast of Texas. And that is kind of a good thing because that's where the coldest water is. That is the coldest temperatures in the sea levels for this thing to grow. But by the 6th, you could have a 50 wind gust, very strong system forming right off the edge of Texas as it bobbles around the Gulf of Mexico, strengthens again before landfall somewhere around the 7th. Now this strength and this intensity will change, but just showing that from the 7th at 1:45 a.m. all the way until 9:20 a.m., there is a strengthening phase in this cyclone. So we got to remember that. Even though its intensity will change, we got to remember what's trending. And this will be a strengthening phase as it pulls away from Texas going towards Louisiana. So it will be about an 8-9 hour of strengthening. Now the last clip I have for you guys is showing the 10 meter level winds, so we can see exactly what the strength of this that can be, so we can expect it. And you can see it forming really good in the Pacific and getting really strong before it makes its turn towards Mexico. And it gets very strong. So it looks like it gets the strongest right around the 4th of the month, right at the very beginning. And so far we got 101, 103 miles per hour sustained winds, guys. I found some higher winds, guys. I think that we might have a Cat 3 on our hands with this storm or higher. 112 miles per hour, 10 meter winds. This is your sustained winds. This is what's going to be our problem. This is going to be our main issue, is this thing coming into the Gulf. Now so far it does strengthen up sometime around the 6th off the coast of Texas. It does become a tropical storm with over 40 miles per hour sustained winds at the 10 meter level. Now what it does from this point as it travels to Louisiana, or even by that time, it's still a few days away, this could easily just get pulled straight across the Gulf and go towards Florida. So this could be a very strong anomaly heading to Florida. I got to update you on this, and you know I will. But so far, by the 7th, it does keep its strength of a tropical storm going towards Louisiana into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, if this thing carries all the way across the Gulf, and it does do what I think it's going to do when this high pressure moves, this will actually turn a bit more. And it could go towards Florida. And if it does that, it will be a worst case scenario. This will strengthen in 80+ degree waters as it makes its way towards Tampa. And that's pretty much the update so far, guys. So please share this information on social media. Let people know that there is going to be a cyclone hitting our Gulf of Mexico. A lot of anomalies do show that we cannot fight this. It will happen. We just need to cover exactly what it's going to do and where it's going to go. I personally don't think that this is going to be a problem for Louisiana. I personally think that this curve is going to continue to happen as this high pressure leaves out the east. And I think it's going to go all the way from Mexico towards Florida. I'm not trying to wish anything bad on you, Florida. That's just the way it's looking. But if you've never been here, this is the best part of my channel. This is NAM3K, guys. I will play this so y'all can see this. It will loop. Time and date is on the left, so you can see the storms that you will be getting within the next 2.5 days. It will show us 60 hours. But at the same time, this is the best part of my channel, because without God, we are nothing, guys. He gives us everything. Not only creates us, but he gives us purpose in life. Amen. So there's something I want to talk with y'all about. It's very important, as every word of God is. So God bless every single one of you. I hope you have a very blessed day today. I hope that this don't show true, but we can't avoid what's coming. It's going to impact somebody. Isaiah 35. The wilderness and the solitary place shall be glad for them, and the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose. It shall blossom abundantly, and rejoice even with the joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto it, the excellency of Carmel and Sharon. They shall see the glory of the Lord, and the excellency of our God. Strengthen ye the weak hands, and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, Be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with a recompense. He will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap as an hart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. And the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water in the habitation of dragons. Where each lay shall be grass with reeds and rushes. And a highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for those, the wayfaring men. Though fools shall not err therein. No lion shall be there, nor any ravenous beast shall go up therein. It shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there. And the ransomed of the Lord shall return and come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. Amen. God bless you all today. I'm glad I was able to upload today. I've been wanting to tell you all this story for a couple of days now, but now we have even closer information, so that's a good thing. Please share this video on social media. Let people know not only the severe weather, let them know this hurricane season starts on the beginning of the month, and we do have a good possibility for a Gulf hurricane. Thank you so much for helping. Thank you for visiting my channel today. May God bless every single one of you. All glory does go to God, God of Jacob. Amen. Have a very blessed day, my friends.